She didn't have money, no big capital, no fancy kitchen, just one pot, one small stove, and courage. So she started, not perfectly, not confidently, but she started.
She was not special. She was not connected. She was not from money. She was just a student. Every morning, her alarm would ring, and even before she fully opened her eyes, she already felt the weight of the day. Lectures to attend, assignments to submit, tests she wasn't fully ready for, and then the bigger problem, money. Because the truth is, in school, it's not just about passing exams. It's about
feeding yourself, finding transport, buying handouts, and those small, unexpected expenses that always come at the wrong time. Sometimes she would sit quietly, holding her phone, checking her balance again and again, hoping maybe something changed. Then she would start calculating, if I spend this now, what happens tomorrow? And in those moments, she didn't feel like a student. She felt like someone just trying to survive. The lecture hall is packed. Voices, footsteps, the sound of pens hitting paper. The lecturer speaks, and she's there, present in body, but somewhere in her mind the calculations are still running. How much is left? How will she eat this week? How long can she keep going like this? She opens her notebook, stares at the blank page, and for a moment the words of the lecturer fade into background noise, replaced by the louder, more urgent conversation happening inside her own head. She's not alone in struggling, but it sure feels that way sometimes. Outside, campus life carries on as it always does. Students walking and laughing, groups at the canteen, well-dressed girls with food in their hands, easy smiles on their faces, boys moving around with that comfortable energy, the kind that comes from never having to count coins before ordering. She watches, not with hate, not with envy, but with a quiet awareness. This is the two worlds of university life, the comfortable and the struggling, the ones who call home for money without blinking, and the ones who stay quiet because asking feels like a too heavy a thing to carry. She is not the kind of person who complains, but she notices, she watches, and slowly she starts to think. That evening, she's back in her room, lying down, stomach hollow, hand pressed against it like she can talk it into patience. She's hungry, not dramatically, not the way it looks in movies, just quietly, persistently hungry. She drags herself to the communal kitchen. It's crowded, smoke everywhere, the heat pressing against her face. Pots clanging, people talking over each other, someone's food burning, someone else complaining. This is not a comfortable place to cook. This is survival mode, cramped, hot, and exhausting. But something happens in that kitchen. Something shifts. She steps back, stands at the corner of the room, and she watches, really watches, everyone around her. The chaos, the need, the hunger, the struggle. Everyone on this campus needs to eat. Everyone. The rich ones and the struggling ones, the busy ones and the lazy ones. Everyone needs food every single day. And right there, in a hot, smoky, overcrowded kitchen, an idea is born. Not a big idea, not some grand business plan with investors and pitch decks, just a small, quiet, powerful thought. What if I cooked for them? She looks up, and for the first time in weeks, something in her eyes changes. Hope. Quiet, cautious, beautiful. She goes back to her small room, looks at what she has. One small pot, a little stove, barely enough ingredients, and she ties her hair back. Just like that. No big announcement, no waiting for the perfect moment, no asking for permission from the universe. She simply decides, today is the day I begin. She lights the stove. She starts to cook, carefully, slowly, stirring like every stir matters, because for her, right now, it does. This isn't just food. This is her first.
When the food is ready, she doesn't just leave it in the pot. She packs it neatly into clean plastic containers lined up on her small table, like a tiny restaurant has just opened inside a hostel room. It doesn't look perfect, but it looks intentional. And that matters. She posts it on her status, and then she waits. Nothing. No likes, no messages, no inquiries. Just silence. The specific kind of silence that only a person who has tried something new and vulnerable knows how to feel. She checks her phone. Again. And again. Still nothing. She puts it down. Sits quietly. The food she made just sits there. Waiting. Just like her. This is the moment most people quit. When the world doesn't respond to your first move. When you try and nothing happens. When you wonder if maybe the idea was stupid after all. But she doesn't quit.
The next day, she cooks again. No customers, no confirmation that this will work, no guarantee. Just the same small stove, the same small pot, and the same determined hands. She cooks again because she has decided that this is her path, and she will not abandon it just because the world hasn't noticed yet. This is the part they never show you. This is what success actually looks like before it becomes success. It looks like cooking alone, with no audience, just because you believe in what you're doing.
And then the notification arrives. A small buzz, a little glow on her screen. One message. She picks up the phone with shaking hands, reads it again, and her face, her face breaks into the kind of smile that can only happen when something you dared to dream about actually comes true. Someone wants to order. One person. One customer. One small order. But it is every. She cooks that order like it's the most important meal she has ever made in her life. And maybe it is. The steam rises. The energy in her small room is completely different now. She's not just feeding herself anymore. She's feeding someone else. She's building something. She packs the food carefully, containers sealed, everything neat, everything clean. She takes it seriously because she takes herself seriously.
She walks across campus to make her first delivery. Head up, food in hand. Just a girl doing what she set out to do. The customer opens the pack, looks at it, takes a bite, and smiles. That smile, That simple, genuine, satisfied smile, it means more than money right now. It means she did it right. It means her food is good. It means this is real.
Her phone starts buzzing with messages. This is really good. I love it. When are you cooking again? She sits on her bed, reading every single message. And the tears come, but they're the good kind. The kind that come when hard work finally gets seen. When you've been holding on quietly for so long, and suddenly the world says, yes, we see you. But something even more remarkable happens next. Her customers start storing her food in their fridges, eating it days later, and the messages come in. 3 days later, and it's still fresh. Nothing spoiled. This is amazing. She didn't know this about her food. She didn't plan it. But the way she cooked, carefully, cleanly, properly, meant her food lasted. Days of meals from one order. This isn't just good food. This is convenient food. This is smart food. And word begins to spread. She holds her phone to her chest and lets herself feel it. All of it. The mornings she woke up anxious. The nights she went to bed hungry. The moment she posted her food and heard nothing. The day she cooked again anyway. It was all leading here. More students come to find her. Word of mouth does what no advertisement could. She didn't have a marketing budget. She had quality, she had consistency, and that was enough.
The orders increase. Multiple pots now. Longer hours. More customers to serve. She's juggling cooking and classes, deliveries and assignments, pots and textbooks. She stays up late, books open beside containers of food, exhausted, running on purpose and determination. Some nights, she rests her head on the table for just a moment, not giving up, just pausing, just human. Because growth is beautiful, but growth is also hard, and it's okay to admit.
Not everyone is easy to please. One customer comes with complaints, an attitude, dissatisfaction wearing a mask of entitlement. She listens. She stays calm. She doesn't argue. She doesn't cry. She says what needs to be said, and then she goes back to cooking. Because difficult people are part of every journey, and her response to them is not anger. Her response is to cook better, show up stronger, and keep. Slowly, her setup improves. Better tools, a more organized space, loyal customers who come back again and again with smiles on their faces. She counts her earnings one evening. It's not a lot. Not yet. But it's hers. She earned this. Every coin of it. She uses the money to pay for small things. Books, food, daily needs. She breathes a little easier now. The anxiety that lived in her chest has a little less room to sit.
Somewhere across campus, in a warm little room, one of her customers opens the fridge. They pull out one of her containers, still perfectly sealed, still looking fresh, and they slide it into the microwave without a second thought. Relaxed, unbothered, no rush to the canteen, no scrambling for food money, just ease. She imagined this. She dared to believe that what she made could give someone else this feeling. Comfort, convenience, a meal that was ready when they needed it. And she was right. She stands back with folded arms and a knowing smile. Because this is what she cooked for. Not just the sale, but the satisfaction that lives after the sale. The quiet moment when her food becomes part of someone else's day. The first bite lands, and the customer's face says everything. Eyes closing slightly, a slow nod, that involuntary smile that comes when food is genuinely, undeniably good. She watches from nearby, arms wrapped around herself, beaming so hard her cheeks hurt, because this is the moment every cook lives for. Not the money, not the likes, not the praise in a message. This, a real person eating her food and loving it. She put care into every stir of that pot. She packed it with clean hands and a full heart, and it traveled across this campus and landed on someone's table, and it was enough, more than enough. She hugs herself a little tighter, because she did that. She did that, and nobody can ever take that away from her.
People on campus notice her now, pointing, talking, impressed. And when she walks across campus, food in hand, shoulders back, steps sure, she walks differently than she did at the beginning. Not because the world changed, but because she did. She walked this same path once, barely holding on. Now she walks it with purpose.
Remember who she was at the beginning? That tired girl in a dim room, alone, worried, low balance, no plan. Look at her now. Same girl, same campus, same small room, but transformed from the inside out. Not because someone gave her a chance, not because life suddenly got easy, but because she made a decision and she kept.
There's a peace on her face now that wasn't there before. Not the peace of someone who has everything figured out, but the peace of someone who knows they are on the right road, who has proven to themselves that they can start from nothing and build something. She sits quietly, reflects, and smiles.
Campus life goes on. Students everywhere, moving, laughing, struggling, surviving. And somewhere in that crowd, someone is watching her. The way she carries herself, the way she delivers with pride, the way she has made something out of very little. And that someone is thinking, if she could do it, what can I start? This is how inspiration travels. Not through speeches, not through stages, but through watching someone real live their truth.
One last image. A simple cooking pot on a small stove. Warm light glowing around it. Quiet. Still. Beautiful in the most ordinary way. That pot is not just a pot. That pot is proof that something small, something humble, something anyone might overlook, can be the beginning of everything. You don't need a big stage to start. You don't need money. You don't need permission. You don't need people to believe in you before you believe in yourself. You just need to light the stove. You just need to start. Because your version of the pot on the stove is out there waiting for you. Your idea, your skill, your small beginning, it's already inside you. The only question left is, when will you light your stove?